Bash. Addiction coach, I'd say that's my sort of main thing that I do today. I got into addiction by having my own patchy childhood. Patchy childhood, I'd say, is probably the understatement of the century. I had quite a tricky childhood, a bit better, a bit more accurate. Had probably about a 25-year addiction, multi addictions, drink, drugs, sex, gambling, you name it, whatever I could get addicted to, I managed to. Got into recovery 15 years ago when I was 38, so I'm 53 now. Had 10 years of my own sobriety, managed to start drinking again after 10 years, albeit just for a week, but it was enough time for me to realise that I had some holes in my recovery plan. So I took some therapy, went to some more 12-step meetings, started reading some books, improved my awareness on addiction and how it showed up in me, and looking for more solutions. So where did I go from there? That's it. Yeah, started journaling. Got into this really crazy habit of just journaling, and then all of a sudden it just started taking shape, and it turned into this program, and I shared it with a few people. It's a 24 module program. It breaks down addiction into lots of different pieces, helps people to understand how addiction plays out in them, what addiction looks like in the outside world, how they adopted addiction, how addiction plays out in others, and obviously how to overcome and manage addiction. So I personally don't think there's a cure, but I do think you can put it in remission. So if you do the work, redefine your thinking around addiction, put it in remission and keep it there. And the way to keep it there is to have an active daily recovery plan, which is along the lines of meditation, looking after yourself emotionally, healthy relationships, taking some therapy, 12-step meetings, working on healthy relationships with self, others, nature, animals. Lots of simple things, really. It's not like taking a load of pharmaceuticals. We don't need any pharmaceuticals. And when I start working with people, I always say, open the window, and that's your medicine cabinet. So you choose what medicine you need to keep you sober for the day. For some people it's 2 hours of exercise. Some people it's 20 minutes of exercise. For some people it's working hard on the relationships. For some people it's something else. So creating healthy boundaries around certain things. The list is pretty endless, but you've literally got to hand pick what you need to keep yourself sober and happy. Well, first thing, accept they've got a problem. So when the one thing about the word addiction is it's so vilified. So if you say to somebody, somebody's much more likely to fess up, if you like, to an unhealthy relationship with something. So if you remove the word addiction and replace it with unhealthy relationship with, that gives somebody a better idea and a better understanding of what addiction actually is. And if they want to explore that a bit further and not sure what unhealthy relationship means, I'd ask them questions like, what negative impact does it have on your finances? What negative impact does it have on your relationships, and your health, your sleep patterns, where these negativities show up. And then once they've answered, hopefully, honestly, they can actually say, yes, I do have addiction. I have addiction that resides. You can just, accept that this is something that resides in you, needs, get some treatment for it. And there is a solution to it. You can get out of it, but it's a bit like cracking a safe. Click, click, 10 to the right, 20 to the left, and you got to keep clicking and clicking. And there's this understanding that I've got there's winners and losers in life, and the losers are the ones that just constantly say, it always happens to somebody else, this doesn't work for me. The winners in life are the ones that they keep moving the goalposts. They never give up. That doesn't work, let's try this. That doesn't work, we'll try that. So hang out with the winners, go to 12-step meetings, hang out with other people that stop drinking, have conversations about it, be open and honest about it. I always ask people when they show up for the sessions, I say, look, I ask you for 3 things. Well, actually 4 things. First, show up. Second, be honest, because if you're honest to me, this ain't going to work. And trust the process. Trust at some point. If you're struggling today, there is some point in the future where you're not going to be struggling. So trust this process. And also enjoy the process. And when I say enjoy it, I don't mean just all the good things, like waking up with no hangover, having more friends, having more money, all these beautiful things that derive from having a sober and healthy life. But enjoy the tough times as well. The tough times where you're struggling and you're struggling and facing the struggles and facing pain and facing anxiety on a daily basis. without having to pick up a drink. You know, so enjoy those times as equally as enjoy the more easily to enjoy times. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but. Website ReBourne Recovery. Just Google that with wherever. Well, Google it, go it, whatever. It usually comes to the top, and it doesn't matter which way you spell it. ORNE, which is the actual spelling, or ORN, BORN, still comes up at the top. So, and if you feel, you know, so I offer a 15 to 30 minute free consultation to see if, you know, do you think that my service is going to meet your needs, and if not, I can signpost you elsewhere. You know, go to 12-step meeting, back to your GP, CGL. There's a ton of resources out there for people with addiction, but what I always think is that the one thing people fear most about stopping is stopping. So it's really having that intention that you really want to stop, you know, and not giving up until you've found a means where you can stop personally. It always shows up differently in different people.